Hi, this is Dr. Jones. This video is about using Google Sheets, and I'm going to create a few of these to show you that Google Sheets will do the same thing that Excel does. So if you don't have access to Microsoft Excel, you're not out of luck on any of the assignments in this course. I'm not going to go through in great detail on them because I do show you in my Excel videos how to do things, but I will show you a few things briefly in Google Sheets. So let's take a look at M1A1. That's the Module 1 Assignment 1. And that's where we're going to use a random password generator to give us some numbers, and then we're going to look at probability. So you will have seen all of this. You will have read this assignment. I'm not going to go into detail with it. It's there in your Canvas. I'm going to go down to the problem. The problem here is basically that you have some multicolored candies. That could be M&M's, Skittles, whatever. Multicolored candies there during the holidays that are being sold, and you need to calculate probabilities for three situations. One where you get what's the probability that there's an orange candy. Let's say the person's just pulling out just to see, randomly spot check quality, and what's the chance that that person gets an orange, what's the chance that they get a blue or a red, and what's the chance that they don't get a green. So those are the questions you have. You're supposed to get numbers for red, blue, green, orange, and purple. You go to the password generator that I have a link to right up here. You click on that and it opens up another tab in your browser, and you go to the password generator and you ask it to give you 6-digit numbers, and then you're going to put those into your Excel spreadsheets for a spreadsheet for each of those colors, come up with a total, do your probabilities, and then answer your questions. Now in Google in Google Sheets, it will look something like this. I've set up the sheet there, and I've even color coded my candies, and over here I've color coded the questions to make it easy to see what is what. Now I'm going to increase the font size just a little bit to make it easier to read, and then I'll change the size of my column widths. So that should be a little bit easier for you to read. So let's go up. First, we'll get a password generator. It says you need to get rid of everything that's in here except you're going to only include numbers, and you're going to take it to password length of 6, and then notice up here it gives you a password. You can use that one for the first one. You just copy it, go to Google Sheets, and then paste that values only right in there. Now I've already set that up with with the color, so I've got that for blue and green and orange and purple. We go to the next one. We're going to regenerate it. Click it again. There's a copy. Paste that value. Do it again. Regenerate again. Copy. Paste the value. Regenerate again. Oops. Somehow those got off. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll just paste that right here. It doesn't matter because you're just generating random numbers anyway. And then the last one. Copy. Now here's the thing. it doesn't matter what numbers you come up with. Your numbers are going to be different from all the other student numbers. So there's not a specific answer you're supposed to come up with. My numbers are not the same numbers as the ones in your video. That's exactly correct. You should not have the same numbers that I have in this video or any of the other videos. You should not have the same numbers as any other student. Yours should be completely random out there. So what we do now, the important thing is that you're using Excel formulas. If you calculate these on a calculator, you're going to lose points. Okay, so whether you're doing it in Excel or you're doing it in Google Sheets, the same thing has to occur. So you're going to use the sum function, and you're going to sum up these areas right here, and there you go. That's the sum total of what we're calculating out. Remember, the whole idea is we were to have a pool of multicolored candies that were being produced during a certain period of time. And so what we've calculated out is that's the pool of color of different candies there. And in probability, what's the probability that you pull a red? Well, that is this divided by this. But remember, you have to be sure that it's always, when we're going to copy this, that it's always going to divide by this. So if you don't hit the F4 key to peg that cell, and make that an absolute cell, it's going to give you a problem. So we have a suggested autofill. It figures, hey, we're going to do the same thing all the way through. And the truth is, yep, we're going to do that. Now, typically, we would still want to make these different colors out there. So it's auto-filled for us, but we can easily make those changes. Do-do-do-do. And this is green. And this is orange. That's yellow. That's orange. And this is purple. And then that's, we'll just make that black. And remember, one of the things that this says is rounded to 3 digits. Okay, so we've got to do that. We've got to change this to 3 digits. And notice you can increase or decrease the number of decimal points. And that's what we're going to do right there. And you're at 3 decimal points. So there's your probabilities for each one of those. That's our generated numbers. Everything comes up to 1. And then we could go through and answer our questions. Now, how do you get this over to me? Well, there are 2 ways. One of those is to email it to yourself. When you would click email this file, it would ask you who you want to send it to. You don't email it to me. You mail it to yourself. And you would change the information here and make that. Let's try this again. Email this file. M1A1. And you don't have it as a PDF, you have it as a Microsoft Excel file. Type whatever it is that you want to type to and put your email address in there and then send it to yourself. It will come over to you then as an Excel file. You can, title it however you need to. It's going to come over as whatever your Google Sheets thing says at the top. You can rename that to the last name, first name, M1A1, as I say to do in the assignment, and then post that up. Your other option is to do a download, and you can download it as a Microsoft Excel file. And when you do that, you're going to see it comes up either there or whatever the browser you're using, however it comes up. Then you can just open that up and save it now as with the file name. And if you don't have Excel to be able to open this up, then you can just download the file onto your flash drive or hard drive or whatever it is that you have, rename it properly, and then post that up. And that's how you do this. So with any of the Google Sheets assignments that you would do, where the rest of us are doing it in Excel, if you don't have access to Excel, then you do everything that we would have done in the Excel assignment, and then you save it to yourself, or you either send it to yourself as an email or you download it, and in both cases you have it format as an Excel file, and then you're fine. It's all good. Thanks for watching.